Africa project, which is, there's half of us got split up into documentary, which was learning about inventors and everything from Africa, and the other half got split into dance, is where we learn an African dance.
The Mama Africa project has allowed us to go into areas that I'm interested in, but perhaps didn't have enough knowledge to teach.
Diaspora is related to people, so they're talking about African people who are dispersed around the world.
I felt there's a need for children, as well as parents, to get a better understanding of this continent and what it has done for the whole world, yeah, in order to get a better understanding of how they can relate with other people, other cultures.
The range of people and knowledge that they hold is fantastic. It's something that we don't have that. We don't have that wealth of knowledge, and to have those people come in and visit and say, well, I've had this has happened, let's look at it this way, it's refreshing for me, it's refreshing for the children, and it's nice to have them have different role models, teach them different things.
It's a really fun project, because normally projects means you're stuck in a classroom writing, but this is probably the only project where you get to jump around and dance and hit drums.
If you have say a pop song and you start dancing to it, then you're really just dancing for fun, but this is properly choreographed and it's like, this is what you have to do at this time.
And if you forget a bit of the dance, you feel like you've let everyone down, and you feel like you won't be able to do it by the day, and that all of your work's gone for nothing.
To be good, you have to commit to the dance. You have to concentrate when you're doing it, not just chat and look to the person next to you.
We go over and over again, and some moves,
really
if we get
sweaty.
it wrong, then we have to go it over again instead of just stopping and starting from the beginning.
It hurts, not hurts, but aches afterwards. You don't feel it while you're doing it, which is the main thing, but afterwards you might get a bit achy, but yeah, it's hard work, but enjoyable at the end.
Going over it and over again, you learn the strategy, and you realise the music. So when you hear the music,
because you know that,
you know what to do when the music.
If the music goes wrong, then we go wrong, basically.
And
so the drummers have quite a big part.
When the rhythm is going and doing this, I'm going to start playing the first drum language for you, and I play it from din tan tan tin tan tan tin tan tan drum.
The most, I'd say, amazing and beautiful thing about African music and dance is that it's welded, and that means, say, the drummer has to be there to speak to the dancers, yeah, to express it more. So you have drummers that have to learn the skill over years.
What I like about doing it is that when I'm starting it, when we start it, I know because of the music, so I know what to do.
It's all about playing drums for people to react and respond, and they're vitally important to the project because it's a language. Yeah, the drums are language, and the language needs to be interpreted by the body.
When you hear the drum doing a different voice to what it normally plays, that signals a change, okay, in your movement. So instead of us going 1, 2, 3, 4, or change, the drummer plays something special, and it will be a little phrase that's really clear, and that phrase signals a change in your movement, all right? So in the Baba Be, we're going ba 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 ba. Isn't it? Did you hear that? Did you hear that sounds really different? Okay?
When Robert's talking, you just recognise it.
He tells us that we have to do this bit when this music's here.
Yeah,
and the music sort of taps in time with
and they show us what kind of music goes with which parts of the dancing.
Yeah, that's true.
1, 2, 3, okay. Performing is one thing, taking it into schools and passing on is another skill.
Okay, now lift your shoulders a little one. Down. Down. Up. Down.
because it's I guess it's a team of people together and of different ages and different experience, we are then able to kind of learn from each other. That's it, really push that arm to the side.
There is certain pointers in African dance that a teacher needs to know about, yeah, vital pointers that's not really taught.
A lot of people at the beginning where we knew the dances, but then we got confused with the order, and now I think, no one's struggling at the moment.
Yeah, we've like done it over and over and over again.
That's why I think it's good, because Rubber is good at sorting out. He'll sort it out very quickly, and he knows what he's doing.
This is what I'm trying to give to them. Yeah, so they can put their own personality into what they've learned, as long as they follow these pointers. I call them blueprint.
You're seeing some children who are confident in class become more reserved when they're dancing, and vice versa. The children who are quiet in class are then coming out and you're thinking, wow, where's that child come from? Where have they been hidden? Which is nice to see both contrasts, because it's bringing out different sides of all children.
It's given me more hope, because I thought I was a rubbish dancer, and it sort of proved me wrong, that you can. There's not just one dance like disco or something. There's more. It's more focusing. It's not just a silly. It's not always a silly mess around like this. Isn't just for having fun and messing around. It's, if you do it, then you have to commit to it.
Whenever we do a big thing in front of lots of people, it makes you more confident, because you're like, oh, I've performed in front of people, this many people before. I'm not really scared of performing in front of the school.
We've actually witnessed the development. We've actually witnessed the development of children who have lacked confidence totally, who are now confident. Parents are absolutely blown apart. Parents are in tears, seeing the development of their own child. Children with maybe physical problems as developed. People with concentration and focal problems.
There's one particular child who doesn't enjoy dancing at all and has never danced, but is happy to have a go and has said to me recently, oh, I might try and see if I can do the performance, but would never do it before. And you don't want to make too much of a fuss of them, but that's fantastic to see, because his confidence is obviously growing in some form that's allowing him to join in.
Well, this is actually helping us like become, I'm not better people, but we're improving, because I sulk quite a lot. I'm one of those people that do that, and this is actually helping me, because I realised afterwards that was a big mistake, sulking, and I came in and I apologised, and I've never done that until this has started, so it's definitely improving.
The behaviour management, I know this sounds a bit random, but the fact that I'm not in with the dancers, and they're not necessarily all well-behaved children consistently, but that they're getting on and they're engaged, is a huge credit to the project, because when we have supply teachers coming in, sometimes they don't behave, and yet there could be the most amazing lessons going on, but they're just disengaged because they don't know them. So it's really surprising and pleasing to see that they're engaging with it, that I don't have to be there, that they are taking it upon themselves to be responsible for it and being proud of what they're doing and wanting to do the best that they can.
They get hard on us when it's the difficult stuff. When it's like the nice and fun stuff, they're relaxed, and if we struggle a bit, they'll relax out and help us.
It links with the history objectives, it links with the dance and the PE objectives, and then you've got the social wellbeing as part of their PSHE. So it's across the board, and then because of the poetry that links in with their literacy, you can then look at patterns of rhythms as part of maths. It's so wide, it depends how much you want to stretch it.
This first section should have influenced and inspired your research. The research is the key. Yeah, researching is the key.
We've had people come in to teach them PE and things, but we've never had the opportunity to someone have an impact on the learning, as well as then feeding that into the dance, as well as feeding that into history. With it such a cross-curricular link, there's never normally been that before.
Over the years, I've gathered a lot of information, but it's scattered in a sense, because when I go to school, like say for 1 hour, I just sit down and have a conversation and talk about any and anything. But when I say any and anything, it's to do with the dance and how it relates to so many other aspects.
Half the children are doing the dance and half the children are doing the documentary side, kind of the documentation. It's nice for them to still be part of the dance and learning the rhythms and learning how their poetry can be used as part of a rhythm.
Umumbo rombonga. Umumbo rombonga. Umumbo rombonga. Thank you. Umumbo rom. Thank you. Umumbo. Thank you. Umumbo. Fantastic. That's the name he has to remember. The research gives its aim is to give the program some body as well, additional body. There we have dance aspect in there, and there is a hint of poetry in there. The dance being the cultural strength, it's an expression, but the research is supposed to help tie the things together because it gives a language to the dance. It gives a language to it allows us to explore more of Black history and what Black history is about.
The dance side, we can always have a dance event, but what is it about, where it's from, and what purpose it served is important.
It allows all children to access it, which is lovely, because some children can research, other children are not so strong with it, so that kind of is a barrier for their learning, whereas if they're allowed to just be creative with their ideas and come up with words and turn it into a poem, they love it, they're really enjoying it.
It's one of those great things, all children love to play while they learn.
My concept there is that everything you do needs to be enjoyable. Research hasn't got to be this thing where you go and you sit down and you research. No, I'm researching myself now. When I meditate, it's massive research. You know, I'm going inside. I'm allowing all that stuff I've learned to come through and to actually come to my consciousness. So, really, that's where it comes from: is to stir up the consciousness, stir up every part of the body.
In some way, it's messier, if you see what I mean. It's it's like you can explore.
Thank you very much. Nice and strong. One more time. Hey. Okay, what do you want? I like ice cream. Sounds good. Hey now. Hey now. Song, dance, music, poetry is a universal language, and it's still doing a research. It's still expressing. It's still doing things. It allows you to do things you probably wouldn't be able to get away with if you did it just in a straight way. Where do you belong? Now, this question I'm asking you can also mean, where would you like to belong?
Some of the questions that Safa might be putting to them, the school teacher themselves, I've never even knew that was the kingdom, Nubian kingdom that was before Ethiopia or these places. They never knew these things.
To have the opportunity to look deeper in and find out about the Moors and find out things that perhaps I wasn't sure about has been really informative and really helpful.
So to get the guys moving is also to shake their heads into the space of being in Africa, and in what we're doing, our conversation is chat. We're talking in rhythm, and we're having laughing, and we're talking out loud, and you know, that's normal standard. It's what we get told off for in schools.
They're engaged and they're learning and they're excited, and the people who are delivering it are passionate. They don't come in and it's like, oh, here we go again. They're passionate about what they do, and it's lovely to see.
Dance would show them something, but their research allows them to go in and explore.
I've always been doing schools now for 30 years, and every school that I go into, over up and down the country, no matter where I go, when it comes to the theme of Black history, I always was going to schools and not very happy with what I saw, because it was just the same heroes, and because I'm involved in African dance and I've been involved around the people, I always felt the desire to let people really know more about this continent.
Black history is a fundamental lineage that's supposed to be connecting up with all history. Black history and white history, that shouldn't be a conversation, because it's not that black is better than white or white shouldn't be better than black. But at the moment, it's so unbalanced. White history is every day, every month.
Usually in schools, it's Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, and it kind of just stays there. It may stretch to British people, but it depends on the teachers and their knowledge.
One school said to us, oh yeah, we were going to study for our Black history, we're going to do Jesse Owens. Yeah, I said, okay. I couldn't say I said, okay, that's cool, because he was one person who did something powerful. But as for him representing the whole of Black history, it's unfair on Jesse Owens anyway.
We're researching about Jesse Owens and we're making a PowerPoint and we have to write about like 6 facts about him. Everyone's doing Jesse Owens.
No, keep Jesse in childhood.
We want to go deeper than the tokenistic heroes, I call them now. They're great people, they've done a lot, but Jesse Owens is being studied by about maybe 30, 50, 60 other schools up and down the country.
So this project is allowing us to be more bulky, more stronger and more... we're not here to make anyone upset or destroy anybody's power or glory. We're actually we're not bringing the white history's here and the Black history's here. Nothing's pulled down. We're just raising up the Black history so then it becomes, oh, history.
I don't like the term Black history, tell you the truth, which you're going to hear me say, because it's another form of separation. And so I've always been thinking our history.
What's nice with this project is that it's going a little bit more into depth into things. And the first week that we had here, when we went to do the research about Africa, the children got to learn another side of African history. And one question that was put to the kids when they think of Black history, the first answer was slavery. And so for us, we're able to give them a much broader history, that Africa isn't just about slavery, there's a whole another side.
The history books are written by the victor, you know, so even slavery itself is written by the slave masters.
All I ever encountered was the stereotypical form of belief about Africa, tribalism, separatism, and and so forth. Disease, famine, starvation.
We all think that we know a lot about Africa because we see it on TV and all of the states it's in.
True.
But we actually don't. We don't know a lot. That we haven't been there. We don't know all of the things that go on. We don't know what happens, what they eat.
In Africa, there were massive kingdoms, gold kingdoms. In Ghana, there was the Ashanti people who used to wear gold, and they still do up to this day. They wear gold just for fun. Gold bracelets, gold. But they wear it as a sign of beauty. This is before slavery. So it's when we're saying to you, we want you to go look a bit deeper in your research. That's what we're talking about. If you're learning about that as a person, that's your landmark before slavery, then obviously you're realising, well, actually, if Black people did that, and I'm a Black person, then I can do more. But if I'm looking at it, Black people were enslaved, that's your starting point. Already you're down. It's almost like you've lost. You were enslaved, and we didn't win slavery. Some say the world needs changing. Yeah. Some say Africa in particular needs a lot of help, a lot of love. What do they mean? What do they mean? Why does Africa need a lot of help?
It's really poor.
Is it?
Only in some parts.
Yeah. It's a big question. Some say some parts are rich. Things have been done in this world which are not right. And we've kind of shoved them under the carpet to live this kind of life. But really, one day or another, we're going to have to face up to it. This so-called concept of equality doesn't exist. Not yet. No, we're far away. So if we really want equality, then we're going to have to put these kind of things into the curriculum and be part of normal conversation.
My 30 years experience of this has made me collect a lot of information that I feel is very important to share and pass on. And there are dancers here that really, really love the dance and love dance in general, but love to know more about the African traditional dance. And they want to kind of like do something with it and learn and teach it and grow into it.
At the end of this, we should have a little package that we can leave in each school, so that if they need any, they'll always have to call in, I would suggest to them, an artist, Black artist of excellence, or someone, any artist that can give them stories. Always, because that then puts a bit more of authenticity, but more of a real life experience.
Too many times we're going to school, we're going to dance after school, nothing. Dance after school, and I've been using dance and breaking up my dance lessons over the years to actually sit down and explain to children what they're dancing about, where it comes from, and give that little information, but it's always been just a little time. So who is the god of thunder? It's the same person as Thor, Or you might go to Nigeria and they call him Shango.
It shows that there are a lot more dances than just pop, and that it is good learning there.
Yeah.
And it's nice to know how Africans show and express themselves.
The concept of what we've done with dance and research, I think it's a beautiful concept.
If you would have been here for the first session, that the children were reserved, embarrassed. They found it all quite funny, which is understandable with children when they're doing dance. Not a lot of people like to do dance in the class. And the boys, we had a problem with the boys not wanting to join in and being quite negative about it. Within week 2, once we'd got past that idea of it not being a dance and it being a part of a culture and celebrating culture, the impact it's having on them is fantastic.
We couldn't really fail because whatever gets done is more than what was done before.
I've done a little bit of dancing as part of my life, but nothing specifically directed at teaching. So to have the opportunity with the children learning how to dance has been amazing.
I think it's so important because at the moment right now it's teachers, parents, and community leaders who are responsible for growing up our children. And if we don't work together in some kind of harmony, because the school seems separate from the parents sometimes, when your parents want to see your child learn this, but the school's got another agenda, I think we can work together.
The project itself, the mission itself, fantastic. We'll have a resource now for life that we can use ourselves, individually, as a group.
And you're like showing people how fun dance can be, and that we're learning something from another country, which is
that's the thing I like about it. It's nice that it's not from England, it's from another country.
It is amazing. It's a great experience.
It's a lifetime study. For me, I'm studying black. I go into there and people say, "Oh, you know so much." I know nothing. I know nothing. That's why I say I'm trying to remember these people's names. I'm glad to be an advocate of Black History Month, but really, I would love to know more.
Universally, music talks to us, but the way these people have actually designed it for us is actually a tool to help us with our parenting, to help us with guiding our children for a great future, and giving them confidence to go about what they want to go about, knowing that they don't have to fear anybody from another race or from another place, because we're all common, and we all come from a common goal, common source, we're all one.
Get ready, here we